What I want to talk about today is something that's on all our minds, which is what is happening to liberal democracy in this country, and is it really that necessary for Indian development? I will argue it is, and we absolutely must strengthen it. Now, the reason I thought this would be an interesting topic of discussion is there is a feeling among some quarters in India today that democracy holds back Indian growth. And India needs strong, even authoritarian leadership with few checks and balances on it to grow. And we seem to be drifting in this direction. I believe this argument is totally wrong. It is based on an outdated model of development that emphasizes goods and capital, not people and ideas. And I argue that the recent underperformance of our country in terms of economic growth, and it has been happening for some time, certainly seems to indicate the path we're going on needs rethinking. I will make the argument that in fact our future lies in strengthening our liberal democracy and its institutions, not weakening them. And this is in fact essential for our growth. Now there are of course many other reasons why we must confront and defeat majoritarian authoritarianism. For one, any attempt to make second-class citizens of a large minority will divide the country and create internal resentment. In this age of geopolitical turmoil, it will also weaken us and make us vulnerable to foreign meddling. We only have to look south to Sri Lanka to see the consequences when a country's politicians try to deflect from their inability to create jobs by attacking a minority. It doesn't lead anywhere good. And of course, there's a moral reason to have a just, liberal, democratic society. It's what enables each and every one of our citizens to flourish socially and politically. Now, I must emphasize, before I get into the meat of my talk, that liberalism is not anti-religion. The essence of every major religion is to seek out that which is good in everyone. In many ways, that is also the essence of liberal democracy. Now, with that as preamble, let me talk about the economic rationale for why we need a liberal, argumentative democracy. Start first with where we are. India is rebounding today. Though the consequences of war in Ukraine, the inflation, the rising interest rates around the world are all casting a shadow. Now, any growth that we have should be celebrated, but we cannot ignore the fact that the rebound that we're having is from disastrous numbers posted in the last 2 fiscal years. India's poorest citizens, and especially their children, continue to suffer. And they've suffered during the pandemic, they continue to suffer during a K-shaped recovery that we're having. The scarring of India's low middle class households and MSMEs will mean that domestic demand will remain subdued after an initial rebound. So we need to figure out how to get growth up.